Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Motivation Monday, August 4th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. And also, happy birthday to our forever president, President Barack Obama. So, my very special guest has been on the show with me last month, and he's back again today as we dive into all things political. It has been so much going on. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have been seeing what's going on in Texas. Today's show is going to be political, so I suggest you go and get your drinks. It's off with a lot of people's heads, and I'm going to be taking a lot of people's heads off and holding people accountable. So without further ado, let's welcome my amazing co-host. He is the co-chair of Pride ATL and one of the hottest cast members. You guys can catch him tomorrow on Real Life ATL, 8 p.m. Tuesday. Well, today, no, tomorrow. Tomorrow, Tuesday, August 5th, on the newest episode of Real Life ATL. So without further ado, we're going to dive into this politically charged conversation and all things that's going on in Texas right now, all eyes on Texas, with my very special guest today, Jimarko Duhart. Hi, Pure Lux. Today, I needed some highlights.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello. I am doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, gorgeous.
Yes, yes, yes. So we had you on the show last month and you're back again today. We're going to be diving into all things politically charged as we discussed in our previous conversation. We're all
Yes.
eyes are currently on Texas right now and what's going on. And here's what happened in case you guys missed it. And then I'm going to take it on to Jamarco and then y'all know I'm going to say my fire.
Oh, you.
Let's.
I got my drink. I got
So
it. I got my drink. I got my ball back.
yes, everybody. I told everybody go grab their drinks and snacks. Come on in. Uh, for those of you who do not understand what's going on right now, currently in Texas, Democrats in the state of Texas had to flee, basically to stop the quorum of Republicans for gerrymandering. Now,
Correct.
Texas State Rep Linda Garcia, she posted a video and she said, "We left the state to protect democracy." This is literally them putting their lives on the line. So I don't want to hear nothing from nobody sit up here and say, well, what are the Democrats doing? What both sides of the same? No, 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 no.
Yeah.
Democrats are not trying to be dictators and oligarchs. It is Republicans that are. She literally said this in her video. We are trying to protect democracy. We can't do this alone. We need help getting the word out. So by us using our platforms and bringing awareness to this, and even on the episode of Real Life ATL, where you see J. Dot and Jamarco get into a discussion, which was political. It was on Kamala and what Kamala wanted to do and her blackness. Kamala
Yeah.
would have never done this. She
Never.
she wanted for everybody. We all voted for everybody. So to anybody's out there saying, I don't know what to do, you're not alone. We're in this together.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's more. It's more of this. It's more of this that is going on. Elon Musk Doge burned through 21.7 billion of our tax-paying dollars under the guise of waste, fraud, and abuse when there was none.
None.
What else has happened? It's more.
The
Yeah,
firing, the firing of the BLS commissioner just by giving the facts, the numbers in one way. She got fired for doing
absolutely.
her job, which is getting to the point now. I can't imagine a president run like this that was black would not be able to do the things that he's doing. And then even
At all.
so, even with that, just the rhetoric, the virtual points that he talk about people, and in certain way, he just talked about Charlamagne the God when Charlamagne was asked a question about it.
I'm gonna
Um,
save my commentary on Charlemagne because it's
yeah.
off with his hair too. I'm gonna get his ass too.
No, yeah, yeah. A good in the chest one time. You know what I'm saying? That's what he probably do need.
I'm gonna wait on Charlemagne, but
Okay, okay.
back to
I'm
your
going.
point about the firing. This is what happened today. Today on what is a News Nation, one of these outlets, you have BLS Commissioner Kevin Hassett admits that the BLS commissioner was probably fired for no reason. He's Trump's economic advisor, and he said, "Yeah, I think the number of jobs were slower than we expected." This administration cannot be trusted at all. They're
Not at
not
all.
going to give you the truth. They're going to give you what they call, and or what Conway would say, alternative facts. They're not going to give you the truth. And that is why you need platforms like mine, like Joy
Yes.
Reid's, like others out here that will counter this and say, fact checked, that's not true.
And
Jobs, people are losing their jobs, especially Black women. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people have seen the statistics of African American women losing their jobs. This is the highest unemployment rate we've ever seen in our entire life. Now, under
it's,
Biden, jobs were growing, the economy was growing, not going. Under him, it's going
oh
down.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Under
and paying a
Biden,
lot
it
more
was
at the
growing.
end of it, especially the tariffs and one way. So it's like I said before, when I was talking to you last month, is that the tariffs are not even in, and we still have high prices. So just imagine now the full effect. I think by Friday, that is when they're all going to be set in. The deal with China has not happened. The EU deal was not really a deal; it was just a conversation piece that had already been set before. So it's like he goes in tangents and talks in ways that I don't know why people believe him, because he does not even make sense when he talks, and to a point that now our economy is going to have a snag to it, and that's why the Powell is not going to decrease the rates, because he knew he has the facts, he has the map, just like when he fact checked him about the building that he said that was getting built. He said no, that building was been built. This man, you cannot talk to him rationally. You have to talk to him like he a dummy. Remember that book what was it? That book, Talking to Dummies one day, How to Do Something for Dummies. We need a book to talk to him. Like, sir, let me give you the basics. And he does not care. He does not care. He does. I don't care what anybody said. He does not care about America. America, the greatest, is not America, because America is built on other people's backbones. It's built on other people's stories. Uh, I, I don't know where he get this. In all reality, the America Make America Great Again is really not his slogan. He stole that from, I think, Reagan back in the day, in one way. So it's not really his slogan. How people want to have that red MAGA hat for some reason and say "Bring America Back." It does not make sense to me. It does not make sense to me.
It's like you said when we did our interview last month, where you said the MAGA supporters. It is almost like a cult. Do y'all
Yes.
know the story of Charles Manson? Y'all know the story of Jim Jones, right? These people were brainwashed. Now with
Yeah.
Charles Manson, these women stood with him to the very end. They shaved their heads. They went to the courtroom, and it was like he had some sort of magic spell on them. Like they
Mm-hmm.
literally, I'm not exaggerating, go back and look at that case. These women were on the floor crawling, and they were making animal noises. I mean, literally, this is
Yeah.
a cult. This is who
Yeah.
we're dealing with. They will believe him till the very end. And I said this the last time Jimarko was here. As it pertains to Donald Trump voters, they will keep going on that train till that train is ran completely off the rails.
Railings.
There is
And that,
nothing left.
and Miss Stevie, I'm not saying that the Democrat Party or the independent party is perfect in one way, but we have to have a common ground to work with each other. Just
Oh,
I think just last week he just ended the climate change, a lot of regulations that was helping America
EPA.
to be more green in one way, to be more safer, healthy, and stuff like that. You're cutting those because it was made by Biden or made by Obama, which Obama don't even care about you in one way. Just because a person beat you, and one person is black, you have a problem with that person, or you don't want to have their policies in one way. I'm just, in my mind, I've never ever woke up in the 4 years of Biden and know that I know I'm gonna see something bad about what he's gonna say or do something crazy. The only thing that I think I saw with Biden that I was like, oh, he got to calm down when he fought the bike. But I'm gonna follow the bike too. I rode a bike in, let's see, 12 years. Yeah.
I mean, but one thing I could say about Joe Biden is Joe Biden wanted to help people. And notice that when this administration first started, when he first started his first 100 days, the first thing he did when it was a mess up, when it was a mistake, he blamed it on Biden. It was
Oh,
always something. We're going to blame it on Biden. We're going to point the finger. With this administration, and to go back to what you just said, he does not like constructive criticism.
at all.
Fascists do not like you critiquing them. They do not like you making fun of them. They do not want you to give them any sort of constructive criticism. Don't speak or utter anything. Just go along and be their yes man. And that's what he has in his cabinet, is a bunch of yes men. I see both of my colleagues, now's the time, who I've had on, and I had conversations about this administration with, and my colleague tit for tat this and that, who I've also had several panel discussions with as well
Yeah.
too. Hopefully my other colleague Bubs to God, and if you want, you are more than welcome to press that button and request to come on up and join me and Jimarko, because all of our point of views align together, and that's who we have to surround ourselves with.
And
Now,
with Miss Stevie, my thing is,
Parliament,
when is going to be the breaking point? When are they going to realize this man is bamboozling you and just lying to you?
he's fooling you. It's nothing
Yeah,
that some of them are starting to feel the effects now
the
in
crap.
their
Got you.
businesses, especially their farms. Some of them are starting to see increase in having, as you said, with the tariffs. They're
Yeah,
seeing that they're having to pay more. I'm seeing pictures and videos of them on TikTok saying, I didn't vote for this.
yeah,
Yes, you did vote for
yeah.
this. You voted to hurt Black people. You voted to own the libs. You voted to hurt trans women like myself. You voted to hurt Black men who are in the LGBTQ plus community like Jimarko. You voted to hurt indigenous people. You voted to hurt the economy. When you said the economy was bad under Biden, well, is the economy great under Trump? Biden helped you. The
And Miss Stevie,
Affordable Care Act. Go
and
ahead,
also
Jimarko. I'm sorry.
talk about the ones that did not vote. They hurt us still. The ones that, well, I didn't like both sides. So, in my
Both sides are
mind,
both the same, and I'm gonna get into
yeah,
their ass as well too.
how from a person, because she laughed, I didn't like that she laughed so much. But you want a buffoon that has a spray tan that you can tell is unhealthy, that does not love the country, does not love. I won't even say God. I don't even know. I don't, because he don't believe in God. He just believes in himself. So I don't know what he even believe in one way. But you don't want to vote on the person that actually give you a little bit of hope, a little bit of happiness. Now, I'm not saying she's perfect. Again, she's not perfect, but at the same time, she at least had a plan. She had a common
And not a
ground.
concept of a plan. She had a
Thank
plan
you.
to help you.
Yes.
Now, and another thing, a person who lies, who sat up here
Oh,
and is doing everything possible to cover up these Epstein files.
yeah.
Donna, you try to redact your name out of it. He's literally weaponized the FBI to do his bidding for him.
Bidding.
The Supreme Court, every branch of government has been breached with white supremacists. Judge
Supremacy.
Denise Hero has been confirmed.
Yes.
I know everybody's seen when this man went in and redacted his name out of those Epstein files, because we don't know the extent of what he did, but we know that he messed around with some women of a certain age that he should have not been messing around with. And
And
the
then Miss
more you
Stevie,
try to cover it up, the more it's going to come out.
she got downgraded to another federal prison that cannot have sex offenders in the prison. She's at the prison with the Salt Lake housewife. She's in that prison, which I think Martha Stewart was at that prison.
Teresa,
So
is
you
it
tell her,
Teresa?
not Teresa, the Salt Lake one. I think is it Jen? Is it Jen? She's at that prison with her, but to make it so funny, the prosecution saying for her to go get downgraded to a low level security, that prison does not even have sex offenders in there. So it's a shocking to them The only way that person can actually get into that prison, they said, is by having a waiver, and they want to figure out who gave the waiver. So guess who gave the waiver? The president's own lawyer, which is now working in Department of, guess what? Security. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
He's going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. He's going to pardon Diddy. He said, oh, well, Diddy's been critical of me. I don't know. When he says, I don't know, and maybe I'll think about it, 9 times out of 10, he's going to do it. Look at the way he pardoned these 1,600 insurrectionists who went and stormed the Capitol to try to overthrow a free and fair election for him in
Yes.
2020. They are all
Yes.
corrupt. Exactly, Alvin. They will do his bidding for him. Now, let's get back to the both parties are the same argument. Let me stop y'all here because both parties are not the same. Republicans are not putting themselves on the front lines. The same way these people will continue to vote Republican in every election. And that's why at this point, that is why Black people, we have our reservations about y'all can go ahead, y'all can have it, y'all can have your white only town, y'all can do
Yep.
whatever y'all want to do because white supremacy will always rule. America, as Jimarko just said a few minutes ago, and as Alvin just said, America's never been great. It has been built on white supremacy. It's built
It
on the backs of Black Americans. So
it
when has it
has.
ever been great? It won't be great until we tear down these goddamn systems that are keeping us oppressed. Bringing
Correct.
back Jim Crow laws, because this right here, gerrymandering, I posted something and nobody paid attention to it about how Jim Crow got started. And I'm going to read a little bit of that. So we're going to go into history lessons today. I'm going to have to educate our people on how deep this really is. Now, back to this both parties argument, because that's the same thing. This is why I do not fuck with Charlemagne the God, even though he's from my hometown of South Carolina. I could give a fuck less about Donald Trump going after him. I really could not. Because during the election, it was him and it was Stephen A. Smith. They were both critical of Kamala, but why were y'all not critical of Trump? Why is it that you have so much hatred in your hearts toward Black women? That
Women.
is the root of the issue that I have with Charlemagne and Stephen A. Smith. Y'all were critical of them, critical of Donald Trump, but you were not critical. I mean, critical of Kamala, but you were not
Yeah.
critical of Donald Trump.
Which is it,
And now
which is
Donald
make
Trump comes out and it says something because you said something about him. You expect me to rally behind you as a Black woman when you sat up there and you spat on a Black woman that you basically refused to rally and get behind. You're no different than doing what Cory Booker and
mm-hmm.
what's his name, Hakeem Jeffries, they're refusing to endorse Zohran Mamdani in New York when Eric Adams and Andrew Cuomo are just an extension of Donald Trump. Because
It's like they
remember,
have the
you
hatred.
got this
It's like I've never
guy
seen hatred
who
for a black person or for a black woman as what they do. It seems like they if you hate if you dislike what she was saying or doing, then if you was raised by a single parent, most likely your mother, then you dislike what she was doing in one way, trying to make sure that you was okay, trying to give you an education, trying to give you a path, trying to show you structure in one way. And that's what I've always said with President Harris. I love that she gave us a structure. She said, yes, we could do better. We can always do better, but we have. This is the way that we got to go. This is where we need to be. This is how we need to think. Not saying that I want you to think like me, but I need for you to have a common reality of love one each other, care about each
that part.
other, not because of the skin, not because of the color. Just love the person that you meet in one way. You know, like her
A neighbor.
story, how she became who she was really mean a lot to me in one way. Just like he, for example, like with Charlemagne the God. Oh well, she arrested all these black people. In all reality, she did not. She did not arrest
The
all those
bad
black
ones.
people.
She didn't
Right?
arrest Black men. That's where a lot of Black men listen to that propaganda about
Yes.
her. locking up black men. And I think
Yes.
Snoop Dogg was one of the ones that said it as well too. Well, she locked up a lot of black men. Listen, she prosecuted the bad ones, the
Yes.
offenders. Right now, what we're seeing in this cabinet and this administration, where he's thinking about pardoning Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirator, is this
Yes.
normal? Like we're
Yes.
letting predators take over and white supremacists take over America, and that's normal. We shouldn't be normalizing this shit. This shit is sick. And if
Isn't it,
you are a
it,
Trump supporter, then something is wrong with you for supporting this type of bullshit.
even after the fact of him, so it's so funny because they care about the law. So, for example, we go back to Texas. For example, since the Democrats have fled, now all of a sudden you want to talk, you want to cry wolf and say we're going to arrest them, arrest them, arrest them, and they need to be back here. I think by this afternoon,
Ken
or
Paxton,
correct, we're going to arrest them and actually get them out their seat. But you have a president that does not care about no laws at all,
at
no
all.
constitution at
They
all.
don't
He
care.
doesn't care what the Supreme Court says at all because he wants to do what he wants to do. And for the mega cult, for them to see a man that does not care about the Constitution, when you cry America is so wonderful, that should already give you a warning that this person should not be president. The second, he does not care about your right at all. Basically he wants to send you as a criminal to another country that you're not
That
even
you're not
from.
from.
That should be the second one. And then third, this man does not care about the middle class. He has never been with the middle class. The only thing he does, he doesn't even want you to touch you from the middle class. The only thing he wants is your endorsement and to make him feel like a god. If you're America the Great and you want to be, oh, America's the best, this person that I've just gave you 3 points is not for America at all. So I don't know why he has so many supporters when they preach America, America, America. That is
And
not
six
America.
failed businesses. He's a
Yes,
six-time failed businessman. I don't understand for the likes of me why people would vote against their own interest when you
yes, ma'am.
had a woman clearly had a policy and a plan laid out for you. And for some of the black men like Stephen A. Smith and Charlemagne the God, what is it? What does a black woman have to do? What do you want us to do? Get down
They
on the
have to.
knees and crawl to you and kiss your
That's what they
feet?
want.
It doesn't
That's what they
work
want.
that way.
That's what they want. This person, she could have been a nun, and they would still say something bad about her. She could have been a nun, and guess what? But she never been around. It just it. I'm I, I'm speechless at times when I hear them. When I look at Abby Phillips, her show and stuff like that, or even
Oh, I
the
can
Breakfast Club.
watch. I'm gonna get into that
It
too.
it was to the point that Jesse asked the Trump supporter, the Black Trump supporter, what has he done? That's all she said. And you can't even get a full sentence of what he has done because he has not done nothing at all. He said about the tariffs, sir, you probably don't even know math. You never probably went to chemistry. You never been, saying you never had a higher a higher class in math in like college because tariffs is not what you think it is. He said, well, the EU deal. And so she said, again, what has he done to help you? He couldn't say nothing. And I found it so laughable when you ask a Trump supporter just a basic question, yes or no, or give me one answer, they go in tantrums. Well, Obama did the same thing.
They
Biden did the
spin.
same thing.
They
Yeah.
spin. And
It
to
makes it
Abby
makes no
Phillip,
sense.
right? And
It
when you
makes
see
no
that on
sense.
Abby Phillip, the racism is
Ah,
emboldened now. The racism just they can't even hold it back. It just comes out, especially with Scott Jennings,
God.
who is a
Oh.
Trump loyalist. Abby, I don't see how you do it, girl. You better than me. I would never sit with a Trump supporter. I would never date a Trump supporter. Um, Now, my colleague Bubs the God said, if they're, objective, if we're both able to be objective in this conversation and we're both
Right.
to agree, to disagree, then you do it. But I personally know they don't get my show is a left-leaning show, a progressive or
Yeah.
socialist. show in a way. You guys know that I am pro-Democrat over here, but I just cannot get behind Republican. I cannot go with racism. Republican
I,
Party has been the party of racism and bigotry for centuries. It is also the party of oligarchs. I mean, he's using our hard-earned tax-paying dollars. Funding that should be for cancer research. Did y'all see the ballroom that he wants to build in the White House? This is
for no reason.
literally turning the White House into an addition of better homes and gardens for the
Yes, yes,
oligarchs, for the
yes,
rich.
yes, yes. He wants someone to. He wants to. I feel that in all reality, he wants to stay as a president for all his terms, just as
He's not leaving in
China's president,
2028. I told
Russia
people that.
president. Yes, I feel that that is what I feel like that is what he wants to happen, and he's getting upset that in all reality he really can't do that. But the only way that he's going to do it is what Texas is doing. You understand
Gerrymandering.
which I can't believe they're doing it. So that's why remember we talked about last month about fire by fire. We need to be on their asses just like how they're on our backs and our necks. We need to be on their asses and making sure you want to fight fire, go ahead. Just like with oh my gosh, I can't forget her name. She called them Hot Wheels, Crockett,
Jasmine
Miss
Crockett.
with
I want
Jasmine
to
with Jasmine
push.
what they were
I,
so upset that that's just so demeaning of this person talking about well he is on a wheelchair Hot Wheels Abbott, but you have a president that will talk about a woman reported to their face, that will talk about Ted Cruz wife is ugly, that will call Marco Rubio little Marco, that has all these names, but this one black woman had one thing to say about Abbott. Oh, that's so demeaning. We can't be like them. So, yes, we can. Yes, we can. Just like how they talk about us in their face, talk about them. That's why I love Jasmine's energy and on those forums when she built Bot's body, she didn't know what to do because you can tell she said, "Is she talking about me?" And I really can't do nothing but just say I'm just so appalled. But you have this woman that was built bad has got up and yelled at a forum when President Biden was talking to Congress. You remember, you know what I'm saying? But you was not appalled when she did that. But what you want to do is you want to arrest the congressman that did it to Trump last month, not last month, a couple months ago. You want to ridicule him and put him in jail for voicing his opinion, his freedom of speech to a president. He does, like he
Isaiah
said,
R. Martin.
he
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 was
does
arrested.
not. They do not want. He can do it, but they can't do it. So when you say fire by fire, you need to keep on doing the same thing you're doing to us, but you do it straight to them. And I get what some people say. Well, Jimarko, we don't want to be them. We don't want to be them, but we need to fight like them.
I'm going to quote Funky Dineva. Funky Dineva says this, and I absolutely love it. When they want us to have the Michelle Obama approach, and that's a black woman that they attack as well too. They want
Correct.
us to have the when they go low, we go high. No, no, you go low, I'm dragging your ass straight to hell with me. We
Come on
going
now.
together, holding hands in this motherfucker, Hades and all. Like we're not doing that. Now let's go back to denying quorum. There's a history of this. And
Yes.
I'm so glad that the Democrats decided to stand up. Well, the Democrats in Texas are standing up and doing what's right. They always have been, like you said with Jasmine Crockett. While the Democrats could technically derail the GOP's redistricting map, such efforts have been largely symbolic and had limited successes blocking past legislation. Now, they did it in 2021, but it
Mm-hmm.
goes all the way back to 1870. In June 1870, 13 Texas senators walked out of the Capitol to block a bill giving the governor wartime powers, depriving the upper chamber of the two-thirds quorum required for voting. Now, though the fleeing members were arrested and the bill eventually passed, the Rump Senate incident established quorum breaking as a minority party tactic that had persisted in
Mm-hmm.
Texas politics ever since. After significant quorum breaks in 1979, 2003, and 2021, Texas House Dems are once again employing this nuclear option, fleeing the state Sunday to block passage of a congressional redistricting map that would give Democrats 5 additional seats in the U.S. House. So if they can't if they can't win, what is the policy when they know their policies don't work? Cheat,
She,
gerrymander,
yeah.
disenfranchise voters of color. And they know it's going to hit them hard if they're in rural red states like I am. I'm in South Carolina. And I'm pretty sure that Lindsey Graham, who's running for reelection,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got Nancy Mace, who's running also
For
as well,
governor.
too.
Yeah.
They're going to jump right on board with it. We've got people like Justin Bamberg, Bakari Sellers, Jamie Harrison, who will be right there at the front line saying, no, we're not going to go for these. Jim Clyburn, who was at one point, I was critical of him because he said, why don't you get Joe Biden to, Joe Biden should pardon Donald Trump. No, we don't pardon fascists.
No, we do
That's where you
not.
made the mistake right there during the summer of, was it 2022 or 2023, when the Supreme Court effed up and gave this man absolute total
Absolute.
immunity from crimes. Federal courts can't even stop him from doing what he's doing. He is practically a king. He is a dictator. He is a tyrant. And it is about time that we stop calling him President Trump and start calling him Kim Jong Trump.
I want. I'm glad that we have technology because when the day that he's out of office and let a Democrat or an independent, right, whoever it is, do the same thing that he was doing, I want you to just turn that camera around and say, "This is what you was doing, and this is how you was acting. You said this was okay." Because in our reality, like my auntie Vanessa say, she said, his day gonna come. Now he ain't gonna be there all day, but his day gonna come. And I can't wait for that day, but that day is taking too long. It has not even been it's almost 7 months now. And I cannot be under someone that rules that way or someone to call them again my president. I can't call him my president. I have to do the Whoopi Goldberg, that other man, who over there, that man over there. I can't call him a
She
president because
calls
he
him,
does
you
not
know
act
who.
like a
That's
president.
what she calls
Yeah,
him. You know who.
you don't know who. I can't call him my president because he doesn't act like my president. Even
Nothing
sometimes now,
presidential about him.
and even when like I hear the national anthem, I'll be like, do I really got to get up? Like, in my mind, I'll be like, I'm gonna sit here and just hold, and that's it. Like, the America that I came to is not the same America at all. It's
It's
not the
not.
same.
It's
It's not.
a it's an it's a fascist state right now. We are under an authoritarian regime. And I just
Yeah,
wish that people in mainstream media, but it's big corporations that are backing them.
that like
Oh,
you
the
said.
gravestone
Remember you
video
said
for
that.
Trump. Yes, I'm waiting. I'm
You,
manifesting the day that the Simpsons episode comes to fruition. But King, we don't want to wish that too far because you get
correct.
from
Right.
worse to more
Yes.
dangerous. Because
Yes. Yes.
JD
Yes.
Vance, we have not seen him at all. The focus has been solely on Trump
Like you
and
said.
Greg Abbott and the redistricting of the maps, but JD Vance has been missing. But there is a story of him praising Curtis Yarvin, a tech blogger who he closely aligns with, praising the ideologies. Curtis Yarvin is a racist. He is a white supremacist. And he says this: the problem is our billionaires are niggers. This is what they've been wanting to say to us all along. And JD Vance is Project 2025's darling. He wrote the foreword for Project 2025. And now the challenger for Lindsey Graham down here is one of the architects behind the Heritage Foundation and Project 2025.
But Miss
This
Stevie,
is what
how
we
do
are
you
dealing
black
with,
people vote for
neo-Nazi.
Trump? How do the black voters say I want to vote for Trump? Like I in their in, I want to know in their mind what makes the money, right? We talk the money. The
Candace
money.
Owens, but she's finding out the hard way because her mouth wrote a check her cash, her ass can't cash,
Can't
and
cash
she's
at
gonna have to
all.
pay that the princess over there in France, or is it the queen in France? She gonna have to pay up a whole lot of money. Keep talking, Candace, because you were one of the main
Because
ones
even
out here.
JD Vance
She
was
voted for
on food
Donald Trump.
stamps. Even JD Vance was on food stamps. You remember that? I did not know that movie was about JD Vance and how
Oh
you
yeah,
know how he was
hillbillyology.
going. Yeah, how he grew up and he had a bad temper and then in my mind, even with him, I said you have a story that resonates in everybody's household, and for you to switch up how he did because at one point he did not like
He
Trump,
was a never
but
Trump guy.
yeah, never Trumper. But then all of a sudden, oh, he's the greatest guy. He is. It makes me laugh. They say he's so smart. Just chuckle. I said, okay, yeah, all right. How? But again, you said the money, and also like when he said they're all corrupt. Even and let's say even some Democrats are corrupt too, especially with APAC. I just saw Mike Johnson in Israel saying that the Bible told us to always be in with Israel in one way. When I never saw that passage in the Bible. The Bible always said, "Love thy neighbor." Okay, I never saw you have to hate someone else and make sure that you give all your love and support to a country that even our Lord and Savior did not even love at one point. He loved the people, but not the country. So I just don't know how the Republicans will preach kindness and love when they don't even do it themselves. They preach the Bible and the Bible tell you so, but you're not acting what God will want you to act like. I don't receive it. I don't believe it. Even with a president that has if you want to go by the Bible, that has multiple wives, that has slept with cheat on his wife, that is now was a pedophile and now is a felon with 22 felonies, right? He has like
34
how
felonies.
sorry,
Donald Trump
34.
has
Wow.
34. Twice
34.
impeached, and he tried to get that at the Smithsonian Museum. They deleted it, and then they put it
Yeah.
right back because we know that you were twice impeached. Now, back to
Yeah.
Israel. I'm glad you said that because he will withhold disaster aid from states and cities that boycott Israel. You are a puppet to Netanyahu. That's
It is.
exactly what you are. We knew that he was embedded with Netanyahu. And to the pro Gaza, pro Palestine people out here that was undecided, uncommitted, I can't vote with Kamala, she's
They
supporting the Jew
are.
side, I can't do this. Uh, how's it going for you? How's it going for Gaza now? It's getting worse, so we warned you that it would happen.
I'm speechless. I literally just thought about that. How all the riots and stuff like that, and
Where's
and
Rashida
I'm like,
Tlaib? Where's
and
Rashida
I'm like,
Tlaib?
and I know, but Biden, you knew Uncle Biden. I call him Uncle Biden. Uncle Biden was not pro-Israel. He respected the country because that's what you do. You respect everybody's country and their decisions
Right.
and what they made. But you can tell that he wasn't. Now they're part of the UN, so we do support the countries that are part of the UN. We get that in one way. But you know for a fact, Biden was not trying to blast Gaza. Was not trying to say the Palestinians should not have the right to live in one way. But you have a president now that is fighting colleges, TV shows,
Stephen Colbert, yeah.
businesses. Right? About just common dignity and saying these people have the right to live their life and not to be in fear. And yet, Yahoo, even the last prime minister said that he's doing a genocide. He is literally doing a genocide. With Biden, we had 400 containers areas for the people to feed Gaza. Now we only have four. Make that
The
make
ports are
sense.
empty.
You know
All
what?
that was
Make that make
vaccinated.
sense. 400 to four to feed people that need food. It does not make sense that you voted for a person again, go back to have common decency to say everybody needs help, to a man that does not care about them at all, that does all of a sudden now because he saw the pictures, yeah, they're starving. They've been starving. They have been starving because you pulled it to have four when it was 400. That does not make sense to
Him
me at
and
all.
Elon Musk. Him and Elon Musk went and
Yes,
fucked up USAID that should have went to
yes,
other countries, that should have went to feeding these babies over there.
yes,
And it breaks my heart to see these babies malnourished. You can literally see their bones. And the
yeah,
1% will profit off of this.
yeah,
Trust and believe. It won't be
yeah.
us, the working class. It will be the 1%, the tech bros, like
Oh yeah,
Mark Zuckerberg, uh, Elon Musk, who will also benefit from it. Peter Thiel, Jeff Bezos,
yeah.
Amazon. And I'm still seeing y'all out here ordering from Amazon. We shouldn't be ordering from no company
No,
who are
yeah.
out here supporting Donald Trump at all. Period.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. That's definitely true. I think that I don't want to get to I don't want to get preacher wise, but are we getting to that army? Are we getting to that point that that our Lord and Savior is coming back and saying, you know what, y'all really have been acting up here. You know what I'm saying? Like, when is it going to be to the point that we can come and have decency to each other? When can we have a conversation and say, I understand where you're coming from. I respect it. I don't want to do it, but I understand where you're coming from, and I respect it. And you can do whatever you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do, but to a point, just
Right.
I don't know. I don't know when the end point is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, because every time, I would say every Friday, it gets worse and worse and worse. And Miss Stevie is like, when is going to be the end point? To be like, oh, let me sit my ass down somewhere. Let me
I'm
stop being
solid at the
sure.
end point because I mean it's he's dying. We see it in his cankles. We see it in his hands with the different color
Mm-hmm.
makeup. It's happening right before our very eyes. We don't know the severity of how sick this man is because we don't know. When it was told that they were supposed to, every presidential candidate has to release their medical records. Kamala has a clean bill of health. We don't know the extent of his because he's hiding it. And you've got this administration that is keeping things covered and hiding things from us because they
Yeah.
don't want it out to the public. Just like he fired the jobs reports woman, the
Yeah.
woman who was in
The
charge of that
commissioner.
for
Yeah.
doing her job. No, we would rather you put a lie out here and have people going crazy because every minute it's a neck break, every 24/7, like Jimarko just said, because we're having to keep our eyes glued to see what you're doing. You're
Yeah.
always doing things behind our backs. We wake up first thing in the morning, get a notification on our phone, y'all done passed the bill. Y'all try
Yeah.
to do it in the late of night. At
Nice.
midnight
Yes.
when y'all try to do it, and we don't hear
Yes.
about it until the next day. That's how fascism and democracy, the democracy dies in darkness, and that is how fascism arises. Now, as far as gerrymandering, uh, let's go back to the article that I posted. It was
Okay.
something that I posted about Jim Crow. And I don't think people seen it, but I need people to go and check that out and learn the history of Jim Crow and what happened during Jim Crow.
And Miss
Because
Stevie, to take
everything
us on that, I want people to understand Jim Crow is still fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they feel like, well, it was so long ago. No, no, it's not. No, it's not. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
following the ratification in 1870 of the
Come on now.
15th Amendment, which barred states from depriving citizens the right to vote based on race, Southern states began enacting measures such as poll taxes. Remember, I
Yeah.
talked about poll taxes, literacy tests, all white primaries, felony disenfranchisement laws, grandfather clauses, and fraud and intimidation to keep African Americans from the polls. People of color, BIPOC, black people, that's the whole mission. They don't want us to vote because they know we vote majority
Correct.
Democrat. Now, focused on retaining white supremacy in the electoral process, legislators used loopholes in the 15th Amendment to implement a range of measures to disenfranchise black voters without explicitly characterizing them on the basis of race. After more than half of a million black men joined the voting rolls during the Reconstruction in 1870s, Helping to elect nearly 2,000 black men to public office, Mississippi led the way in using measures to circumvent the 15th Amendment. Mississippi's Jim Crow era laws then set a precedent for other southern states to use the same tactics to assault enfranchisement, for nearly a century until the passage of the Voting Rights Act of
There you go.
1965. And what did he do when he first set his flat, fat
Funky
ass in office?
and that's
What
why I
did he
said
do the first day he got there?
reversed it. Reversed it, reversed it, reversed it, reversed it. And that's why I say Jim Crow is still fresh. It's still new. Just for example, Governor Kemp did this, what you're referring to, did the same thing to Stacey Abrams when she was running for governor. He basically passed laws to make sure that he can get the votes, and that's why she was fighting that fight. And that's why uh, President Trump was trying to go after her also too. Oh well,
He
we need to
loves
do an
attacking
investigation.
black women.
Right. Look, we need to actually do an investigation on Stevie Abrams and what in her campaign and stuff like that. Because like what you said, she was fighting the fight. She was getting more black people to get into voting, to make sure they knew about the midterms. Even the local race, making sure that they was voting one way. And they, again, what you said, they do not want us to vote, and
They'll
that's
silence
why.
our voices.
Correct, and that's why when he came in office, that voting right. Even before then, I think they was already had the plan to do it because it was always some. I think it was Texas also too. I think a couple more Mississippi. They passed a couple laws that basically that was trying to make the black vote be lesser than what it really is. Or Alabama tried to. I mean, they tried to redo a redistricting, and then what happened was, I think the Supreme Court said no, they can't do it. So it's just how much do we got
Now,
to
this
fight?
goes all the way up to 1890 in Mississippi.
Yeah,
Mississippi State
yeah.
Convention at the 1890 State Convention. A new constitution was adopted that included a literacy test and poll tax for eligible voters. Under the new literacy requirement, a potential voter had to be able to read any section of the Mississippi Constitution or understand any section when read to him, or give a reasonable interpretation of any section. Anti-literacy laws in many southern states made it illegal to teach enslaved people how to read. They didn't
When it
want
could,
black people to learn how to read
yeah,
or write during slavery. And what
correct.
do you think they're doing now by taking away books and saying, oh, this is on DEI, on
Yes,
LGBT people, on
yes.
Black history, on women, on healthcare, on anything that is diversity, equity, and inclusion? What did we see this man do? It was a man who checked out over 100 books from a library, all because he wanted to burn them the same way they burned books in Germany.
Yeah, yeah. I just watched the movie. What was it? It was with Taraji Henson, and I think the woman from Help. And it was talking about how the three black women was the first black women to be
Hidden
engineers,
Figures.
hidden figures. And remember how when she went to get her book, she said, "Well, ma'am, you can't get a book from here. You can't get a book from here because she was black." And then she said, "Well, why is that when my I'm paying taxes for this library?" So she sold the book, and her kid said, "Mom, did you see that book?" He said, "I paid for it. I paid for it already with my taxes." I get what you're saying. Like they literally was making a law saying, "Hey, I want you to recite something, but I don't want you to get the knowledge to do it." Make that make sense? So you want me to recite a page off the book, but I can't go into the room to get the book. That, but it, I just
It's
thinking
history
about
repeating itself.
it
Also,
is.
anti-literacy laws in many southern states
Yeah,
made it illegal to teach enslaved people to read. Now, in 1880, according to the U.S. Bureau of Census, 76% of southern African Americans were illiterate at a rate of 55% points greater than that of southern white people. In the 1900s, though, 50% of voting age black men could not read. Also, 12% of voting aged white men. There's these disparities made illiteracy test one of the most effective tools at suppressing the African American vote. And what are they doing in Texas right now? They are suppressing the
Pressing.
vote. They don't want black people to vote. And that is why you have Governor Greg Abbott. I already told y'all what I want to do to him when I see him. I'm going to push his damn wheelchair off a cliff when I see him. And then you
But you
got
know,
Ken Paxton right along with it as well too, saying he wants to lock up Democrats.
yeah, yeah. It makes me can't believe that it's happening all over again. But at the same time, it makes me looking back into our own LGBT community, especially in Atlanta. It is a lot of diverse people here, but sometimes I feel like even with our prides, we are a little bit diverse. Because even I think last week I told you I was going to meet with a lot of black promoters, and I think that when I hear a conversation, what you're saying is that a lot of them were saying that Jamarko, I just don't know nothing about it. I don't hear it, and so I see uh, the I see the tunnel even with our community in one way, in saying that they don't want. Sometimes I feel like they don't want the black community to know about all these things that they may get for free or they may have to do in one way. A lot of the promoters here in Atlanta that want to be a part of the community are saying, "Well, this is my first time hearing it," so I, it's not gonna, like I told him, it's not gonna be it's not gonna be the quickest fight, but I'm gonna have to change my mindset of getting my brothers and sisters involved in knowledge wise, because if how we're talking about it now, if truth be told, they don't want us to know. We have to go in. They want us to go into the back door as before. They want us in back of the line. They don't want us there giving our voice and our opinions when it should matter to everybody. Even it could be Native American, it could be a Hawaiian, it could be Chinese, it can be Palestinian. It could be so many people that have a voice that can come together, but they don't want it. And that's what Israel's doing to Palestine, the Gaza. They don't want to hear their voice at all. They don't want to hear what matters to them because they want to be the conqueror, the king. In our reality, I think that's why Trump is trying to be best friends with, yet not is because
Netanyahu,
he wants
yeah.
to. Yeah, he wants to be a king. In our reality, he
He's a
wants to
wannabe
do what.
king, but he's
Yeah,
he's never a king. My king sits high and
yeah,
above and looks down on those who do not help other people because
yeah,
Kamala wanted you to help your neighbor. Donald Trump is trying to help the 1%, billionaires and millionaires,
yeah,
oligarchs. But keep this, y'all, about Jim Crow. Illiterate white people were often excluded from these literacy tests through the use of grandfather clauses. With all of this being said, we are not going back to this. And that's
yeah.
what they want us to go back to.
Back
We're
to
not going back to a plantation. So, to
yeah,
any black person out here who feels despair, or as my colleague Alvin just said in the comments, do not hear it, pay attention, wake up. We are
yeah,
here. T.S.
yeah,
Madison is using her platform. You have platforms like Real Life Chat. Misha is one
yeah,
of the co-hosts on that show.
yeah,
She's aware to what's going on and she's bringing awareness to what's going
yeah,
on. Jamie, shout outs to Jamie. Jamie is also on the platform. And these people are using their voices. Pay attention and stay aware. Follow independent black news outlets that you trust. Style by
yeah,
Stevie. How I do it is very hip, is funky, is revolutionary. And I do it in a way where I add a little humor and reads to it, to
yeah.
the
You
point
got
where
to.
people pay attention. You have to. And as Jamarko just said, this is not the time to be feeling down or, oh Lord, what can I do? I'm scared.
Yeah,
You cannot be scared. Jasmine Crockett even said it. If you are scared, they win because they
yeah,
took in your power from you. They took in your voice from you. And that's what they want to do. They want to silence black voices.
yeah,
You
and
cannot let them crush the sin. And that's
yeah,
what they're doing by bulldozing over the rights, by saying, oh, we're going to lock you up and we're going to prosecute Beyonce. I don't care about you prosecuting Oprah because Oprah's ass was sitting right up there at Jeff Bezos' wedding with Gayle King and Usher and Leo DiCaprio, who failed to put a disguise on his face. We still knew it was you, Leo.
yeah,
So, no, I could care less about Oprah. right
But you
now, and
get like,
Donald
but you
Trump
remember what
will
you
not.
said? It's the money. It's
It's the
the
money.
corporation.
That the
Yeah,
1% will get their benefit and reap the benefits. The working class and the poor will have to work 10 times as harder and still won't
correct.
get the same amount that they're getting. So
Yeah,
tax the rich. And this is why you have APAC. You have Hakeem Jeffries and Cory Booker, establishment Dems who were refusing to endorse Zohran Mamdani. You have to change the system. It is time for the Democratic Party to get a new cut and color. And I keep saying it over and over again. You cannot keep using the same goddamn policies and expecting to win an election. That will cause people not to want to vote for you. You need
yeah.
something different. And Zoran is something different. Y'all
So,
are afraid of changing the status quo.
and my thing is, what is wrong for you want to fight for Israel, and I guess Jews want to fight for Israel because that's what they feel that they should fight with. It's not. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but what is so wrong for a person that is fighting for Palestine? What is so wrong for him to have his own mindset and say, "Well, my now I don't think his people is from there," but he just had the common decency to say, "Hey, what I'm saying is not right." And what we should do is we probably should help Palestine, not kill them, but help them in one way. What is so wrong for someone just to say, let's help them? I don't,
Oh, because Donald Trump is that
and I'm
motherfucker is
saying,
he's
right.
deeply embedded with Netanyahu. If not Netanyahu, then Vladimir Putin. And we already told you what happened the last time you was here, Jimarko, of what
Mm-hmm.
happens if he crosses Vladimir Putin. He can
Yes.
wind up poisoned or in some freak car accident or falling out of some third story window, all
Oh,
because
yeah.
he disagreed with Putin. You know not to fuck with him. So why you didn't put them tariffs on Russia? We know exactly
Correct.
why. Because your daddy Vladdy said, "Bend over, bitch. You gonna take this right here." That's what he
And my
told you.
thing is, Putin has said way more stuff than any Canada, more stuff than Brazil. Because remember, the tariffs for Brazil is not because that they owe us money. It's because his friend that was president of Brazil tried to do a coup, just like Trump, is now in
Bukele.
trial. So that is the reason why the tariff is on Brazil, because we actually have a surplus with Brazil. They actually gave us way much more money. But the only reason why they have a tariff is because the last president tried to do a coup on the government and is now on trial. That's the only reason why. So it's so many other people has talked bad about Trump, not like how Putin has done. Putin has talked about him that he's listening to other people. He's what was it? Something that he's in a Lululand or some type of state that he's not getting the right information. But for Canada, it's just to say, I want to fight for my people. I'm gonna tariff you. I'm gonna tariff you. Well, Brazil, well, sir, this is our country. The person did a coup. Well, I'm gonna tariff you more, more. You go to Thailand. Thailand, don't even say nothing at all. I'm gonna tariff you. Then you're gonna go to EU because they are giving help to help Gaza. I'm gonna tariff you. But you have someone that is going to war with somebody, taking over
Iran.
territory that's not his. You don't want to do nothing at all and say, I'm going to give him 30 days. Or only thing you want to say, well, he's pissing me off. But you don't
Or
do
we're gonna put
nothing.
it at 90 days. His favorite number is
Yeah.
2 weeks, y'all. Don't forget about that. 2 weeks, 90 days. And you know Taco can't keep his promise.
Yeah. He cannot at all. He cannot at all. So it's so, but you're so right. It's so weird for Pook can do whatever he wants to, and he'd be like, I'm going to give you 2 weeks. I'm going to talk to him. Well, if I was in office, this would have never happened. Sir, you lost the election. Let it go. Putin's going to do whatever he wants to do, because guess what? If you won the last election, you would just let him do whatever he wants to, and he's still doing whatever he wants to because he has you in office, because you're not going to do nothing at all. You're not going to tariff. You remember how he said he was going to bomb them? He said, "I told Putin that I'll bomb the hell out of him." I still have not seen no bombs. I have not seen no barrage of nothing go towards Russia at all. And you have to
I would
remember,
love to see it though, because yeah,
I
that'll
would love
set
it,
that fucker off right there. You
but
started with Iran, and Iran made a fool out of you. And you talking
uh-huh.
about, oh, we got a ceasefire. Iran said, fuck your ceasefire, and flew those missiles over. Baby, Anderson Cooper took off. I ain't never seen Anderson Cooper take off that fast before my entire life. But this is not the Iran was not playing.
Yeah,
You think that you can go and bully and invade other countries? Hitler did shit like that where he invaded other countries. You were talking
yeah,
about invading Greenland at one point during the first 100 days
yes.
of this administration or fascist regime. Now back to the tariffs. Hershey's, the chocolate bar
Hmm.
brand, is facing rising costs, price hikes, and smaller servings coming soon. All right. This is what Hershey said. Hershey's has announced a new round of price increases amid ongoing inflationary pressures and rising production costs. Consumers can expect to see prices rise by lower double digits, a phrase generally interpreted to mean 10 to 13%, depending on the product. In addition to this, the company hinted at possible reductions in serving sizes, a move that would often refer to as shrinkflation. Now, why are they
Yes,
doing this?
yes,
Because
yes,
cocoa is one of the imports.
yes.
Cocoa. The confectionery giant cites increased ingredient and supply chain costs as the driving force behind this move, as raw materials such as cocoa and sugar
Hmm.
continue to surge in global markets. Companies are adjusting either by charging more or delivering less for the same price. Now, according to Hershey's, maintaining product quality is a top priority, but packaging and sizing may need to be adjusted to keep margins viable. This strategy aligns with a broader industry trend where manufacturers shrink package contents while keeping shelf prices constant to avoid sticker
The
shock.
same.
Now, what
Yep.
does this mean? It means popular treats like cookies and cream and creamy milk chocolate bars should be prepared for higher retail prices that check out potential reductions in bar weight or volume and possible disappearances of promotional sizes. And this news has sparked misreaction from chocolate lovers. So y'all about to be paying a lot more for your chocolate
Yeah,
bars, your favorite
yeah.
candy bars. I know I used to love the Mr. Good bar and the cookies and cream bar, but Procter and Gamble is another one. So if you buy Charlotte toilet tissue, that's about to
Even
go up.
even
Crest
coffee.
toothpaste is about to go up.
Even coffee lovers. How you think Starbucks have that coffee? Guess what? That price is about to go up more because of the tariffs from Brazil. Which the tariff thing, it's basic math in all reality if you think about it. And I think people just does not understand the people around him. They need to be clear about Mr. President. You can't do. You're going to make it more, but at the same time, as I said, he doesn't care about America. He does not care about America. He does not care about America. He just wants to be a dictator and say, "Well, if you don't give me this, I'm gonna do this to you." And it's not okay. It is not okay at all. The who was it? I think it was you gonna say it was actually who was it? It was a Charlemagne the God when he was on Lore. I saw a clip of it, and he the things that he promised has never ever have came about. Right, I'm going to
Mhm.
end the
In less than 24 hours.
going to what else? I'm going to end the grocery price is going to go down. The eggs are going to go down. That never happened at all. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
I'm so glad you said eggs because farmers out there that voted for Donald Trump, how's your harvest going for you?
Come on now. Yeah.
How's your harvest going for you? And I say this all the time, and I said it the last time on my colleague Alvin's platform. How do those eggs taste, bitch?
And it was to a
So
point
unless
that,
you're willing to go sit on a damn egg and make more production for mass eggs, how's your harvest going to grow? Farmers that voted for Donald Trump because you wanted the economy, you thought he would be better for the economy.
and see, I'm so glad you said that. So you remember the program that Dogecoin, the USD. So basically, the USD was helping other farmers also too. So, like for example, they will harvest, or they will harvest certain foods, and that certain foods the school will buy it. So they had a constant, steady income coming in. But because Doge cut those programs, The harvest that the income that they thought they was going to get from the schools and the grants is not coming at all. So now they're looking to how am I going to make this income when now you have cut those programs that put food on the table, that put gas in my car, that put this harvest, these seeds into my fields. That is gone now because the person that you voted for does not care about America.
Not at all. He cares
Yeah,
about himself and the 1%. And now,
yeah.
if you got a child that has cancer or needs research done or anything, cancer research funding has been slashed to go toward his big, beautiful, grand ballroom in the White House. He is literally turning the White House into a mansion for himself. This man does not plan on leaving in 2028.
Come on now, and it makes it so funny because if you care how Doge cared about slashing the government spending and stuff like that, this man every Friday goes to Mar-a-Lago. Do you know how much money
And
it
golfs. I
it
just
and
seen
golf
something.
it goes from Washington D.C. to go to Miami? You know how much money it actually takes for I think he spent over I think at one point when he did it the first term, which you should have recognized then, it was literally over probably 1.5 billion just for just those weekend trips to go back and forth. But you care about cutting the government spending. But you don't care about that. That is easily you could just stay at the White House because that is your home for 4 years, unfortunately. You know, yes, you can go places, you have trips and stuff like that, but this man just don't want to be in DC because he doesn't like DC. He wants to be in his palace, like you said, his palace, so he could feel comfortable.
He spent 1/3 of his total time in office on his own properties, often golfing.
Thank
$52
you.
million was spent of our hard earned tax-paying dollars for this orange buffoon to go and golf and
Yes.
cheat on it.
How much was it again, Miss Stevie? How much was it
52
again?
million.
Mm-mm.
Let me play the video so y'all can hear this audio. Hold on.
About a third of his second term staying at his own properties, and he's got them everywhere. And that has cost taxpayers $52 million. So he picks where he stays in a way that he makes a lot of money. When folks go to Mar-a-Lago, it's $240,000 a day. We all know about that so-called free plane that was a gift from
400
heaven.
million.
It turns out the cost of retrofitting it is going to be about
It's
$1
going to
billion.
cost us. It's going to come out of our pocket
Who gets to keep the plane once he's no longer
for
president?
his
President
presidential
Trump. It's a
library.
gift that
He
Trump is
gets to
going to
keep
take
it
with him through his
from
corporate
Carter.
foundation. But here's another thing that is just outrageous. That $1 billion, they're not being transparent about that, showing how much it's going to cost, who's getting
Good
that
bill.
done.
Yep.
Take money out of a nuclear program and hiding it in the Pentagon budget, so none of us will get the specifics on how much it actually did cost and who was enriched as a result of retrofitting that plane that is going to be Trump's plane. You're entitled to more transparency. President Trump has spent about a third of.
Yep.
Where
There you
was the
go.
lie? Where was the
Yeah.
lie? And his supporters will say, oh, well, that's fake news. They listen to him and they will say it's fake news. And they will take their asses back into that voting booth and they will press Republican and vote for him again.
Yeah.
Now, JD Vance, I don't really know if they rock with him like that. From what I hear, they don't really like JD Vance all that well. Some of them, however, do align with JD Vance because of his anti-woman policies. JD
Yes.
Vance does not believe in no-fault divorce. And he doesn't believe in abortion either. Asmortion, shall I say. He doesn't believe in that. Does not believe that a woman should have her own body autonomy.
And he
Definitely
has
just
two
as
he has
ignorant
two
as him.
daughters. And he has two daughters and he think that way. He has
And a
two
wife.
daughters that are immigrants and you think that way.
His wife is an immigrant too. Yvonne, hell, Melania is an immigrant. They're all married to immigrants. But y'all want to deport black and brown people out of this country. But white South Africans can be brought into this country as refugees.
Oh yeah, a genocide was happening, but you can't recognize the genocide in Gaza, but you can recognize the genocide in South Africa that is not happening at all.
And land was stolen. Land was stolen. And you brought their asses over here to the United States of America. And now they're starting to see that you ain't shit either.
Yeah, you ain't. You just making it worse. You just dig yourself in a hole over and over and over. You know, just to the point of firing anybody that he does not care for in our reality when he's not firing people that actually they're not doing their job. Pete Hexer's not doing their job. You know what I'm saying? You have even in Florida at the alligator the migrant detention center, alligator island and stuff like they call it,
The
alligator something.
concentration camp, yeah,
Yes, yes. People are. I was looking at a article and I
they're
was seeing an
doing a
article on
food
YouTube.
strike. A
It
food
was on a food
strike.
strike, and they're showing video of ambulance coming in and out 24/7 to that detention center because they're on a hunger strike because you built that less than a bridge. They built it so quickly up. It's flooding. It's humid. You know what I'm saying? It's so many things that's going on now. You know that they just do not care about what they should be caring about. You should be firing those people that put it in harm's way. I mean,
And they're putting us all in harm's way. None of us are
yeah,
safe, especially if you are black or brown, if you were legally born here in this country, or even if you gained your citizenship, you are still not safe. They are still disappearing people. They are still kidnapping people, disappearing them, and
yes,
placing them in concentration camps.
yes,
And our
ma'am.
hard-earned tax-paying dollars is being used to fund these private prisons and these
Yeah,
concentration camps of people that they've captured in this country who are legally citizens here. And I can't believe that some of the Latino and other ethnic groups would vote for Donald
or
Trump after
yes,
we deliberately told you, begged and pleaded with you, do not vote for this man. This man will offer you nothing. And when he said mass deportations on day one, what did y'all do at his rally? Y'all held up signs for your own
size.
demise that said, deport immigrants now.
And what gets me, Miss Stevie, they say that they're so dangerous, but they're literally. I can't get the statistics, but I know that it's a one-digit number of immigrants that actually commit crimes in the United States. Guess who is actually the one that commit crimes in the United States is that has double digits is white men. It's white men. So, but they're so dangerous that they can't vote. They still have to pay taxes, and they're doing all these odd jobs like we talked before, and they're not dangerous. And you feel that they should go, but you don't want to. You don't want to take the ones that are killing kids at schools with rifles. You don't want the ones that are killing, trafficking women and trans girls, in one way. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to kill you don't want to send the ones that are killing our trans sisters. You don't want to deport the ones that are just outrightly just doing wrong to the world. They don't care about that at all. They don't care. But they care about, again, the immigrants that are giving back to the community, that's giving back to America, that's building your stores, that's building your roof. I mean, my neighbor just yesterday got her roof done in less than 12 hours. Guess by who? Latinos. The ones that are actually going out there and doing the odd job that we don't want to do. They're doing it. Like what did he say that
And little for nothing. Little for
correct,
nothing.
look, for nothing. Guess who's building your iPhones? It's no U.S. citizen at all. It's no U.S. citizen. It's a factory in China. Just like all his hats and his clothes and his ties are made in China, but they're so bad. They're so bad, but majority of your clothes and your ties is made in China. There's no factory that you're going to tell me that are going to produce your clothes at the price that you want to pay. Like you said, it's all about the money. That 1% is trying to figure out how can I get it cheaper? How can I get it cheaper? How I can get it cheaper? For example, when you call for a bill of your phone bill or you call for some type of bill, you're getting most likely someone overseas that working at a call center. They outsource to Guatemala. They outsource to Thailand because guess what? They're trying to get cheaper labor. But you know what? Hey, you ain't gonna
And
have cheaper
come
labor no more because you're deporting all of them.
exactly. And back to the point you made about the school outings. Clay Kane said this on his show. The Republican Party will ban DEI before AR-15s.
Oh
What
yes.
about common sense gun reform, which is what everybody. Jessica Tarlov on Fox News on the 5 is the only one that I see being objective, and she said the same thing that I'm saying, and I love how objective she is saying, no, I'm not with this. And he
Yeah.
went and he attacked her. She was absolutely right. And I think Bill Clinton even said it too. What happened to common sense gun reform?
Yes.
Kamala
Yeah.
even said it. Jasmine
Yeah.
Crockett even said it. But they don't want to put it in there. And the lie that Republicans came up with was, oh, Democrats, they're going to come take your guns. They're going to come take your guns. No,
Yeah.
no. Common
Not,
sense gun reform is what we need. Because
that
these
was
these mass school outings that are happening are not done by black people or trans people. They're done by white men.
Or you know what, the same thing of common sense policing in our reality. Because I never, when I think about it, and I start listening more about how police officers get hired. Like for example, if so, for example, let's say that we had a racist police officer, and we have the evidence and they fire him. But guess what he does? He goes to another department of another county and get hired and do the same fucking thing that he did before. And there's no common sense policing in our reality. If you get fired for harassing and hurting someone by being racial, you should be fired and not have a job back. You should not have a job as being a police officer. And I get it. They say, well, Jimarko, well, we need police officers. But you don't need those police officers there. You do not, because you're just basically you're hiding what is really going on because you don't want to fire them, or you have the police commissioner. What is it? The police. My word. What's the word? Godly. Uh, oh, no. I gotta get the word. I gotta get the
Police
word.
chief,
Police,
the chief,
not
is it the
police
chief?
chief. What's the group that fight for them? Oh,
Police union.
there you go. Police union. Racists are fighting to keep racists in. That's what the police
Yep.
union is doing. Where's the common sense policing at? There's none. There's none. I won't say it's none, but it's not a lot. And even that, even President reversed a lot of stuff that Biden put in place for police reforming. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I know that we're talking about it to y'all, and it sounds negative, but we still need to fight the fight. We still have to do what the Black Panther movement did back in the day. We have to be fighting for our own community, just like, for example, when the racists came into that black community on the U-Haul. Oh, they said, "Oh no, we ain't doing that. Oh, you better get your ass back on this U-Haul and get away from this community." Or like when you
Oh, it
told me
was
with the
another video
Haitian
like
race.
that happened too, where
Mm-hmm.
Confederates, a group of Confederates, white supremacists came into a neighborhood
Yeah.
pointing guns, harassing young women, and the Black Revolutionary Movement. I'm not sure what the name of the group it was. Alvin knows because I
Mm-hmm.
sent the video to the chat that we're in. And these black men showed up, and
Yeah.
that energy was completely different. So that's what we got to do as black people. We
Yeah.
have to unite.
Yeah.
Stop looking at a person's sexuality, stop looking at a person's religion,
Yeah.
and go ahead and unite with them.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
was watching Pastor Dino Jennings? Um, he had something to say about President Obama saying, we need more gay men
Oh
friends
yeah.
or non-binary. They got up in arms about that. The first comment that I seen was no gay friends. Let me tell you something. Queer people are not the ones out here taking your 401k and your pension plans from you. We're
Yes.
not the ones that signed this big ugly bill because there was nothing beautiful about it. Me and
Yeah.
Misha are beautiful. T.S.
Yes.
Madison is beautiful. Beyonce is beautiful. There's nothing beautiful about this bill that was passed.
Nothing at all.
And y'all got the nerve and audacity to sit up here and say no gay friends. Don't forget that queer people, we marched for your black asses the same way that we marched for anybody else. So don't you dare sit up here and erase our history and our lineage.
Correct.
And it dates
Correct.
all the way back to James Baldwin, who just not too long ago celebrated a birthday. Marsha P. Johnson, off of the plight of two women, a trans woman of color and a black trans woman, and that is Sylvia Ramirez and Marsha P. Johnson. So don't dare sit up here and say queer people are the ones that are the reason why we're doing this. It's the woke. It's the this. You sound just like them.
Yeah, yeah. For
You
example, they would
cannot be
not.
oppressed and oppressed other marginalized groups. We gonna have to work together. So the last thing I need you looking at is the fact that I'm trans or the fact that there are my brothers in the LGBTQ plus community. They are gay. It shouldn't be a problem. My blackness comes first before anything. And let me say it for you loud again. My blackness
Come on
comes
now.
first before anything. And you will
Yes.
not exclude my transness.
It's the black men that are that does say that they have. I feel like they're missing education in our reality because, for example, with MLK, there would not been an MLK, especially the speech that he did in Washington, without his gay advisor. You
Bayard
know,
Rustin.
right? You know what I'm saying?
And they other them. That's what T.S. Madison was saying. They find out you gay or trans, they other
hmm
you. And we're gonna need
Yeah,
our black community. Y'all gonna have to start rallying with us as well too. Because we will rally right behind you at the
yeah,
protest when we find out that one of our black men been unalived by a white police officer. We will
yeah.
rally right there behind you. Do the same shit for us. That's what we as LGBT people are saying. That's what we want. We want allyship. We're standing with you too. We can't do it alone. We can't fight the fight alone. We gonna need everybody black, and you cannot exclude us. Period.
Because listen to before he became in office, listen to the Byron Donalds of their party, and then
Oh,
people
he
in the
running for look.
barbershop.
He running for I think is it one of the positions in
Go,
Florida.
go,
Byron, I'm gonna get to
he,
him in a minute. Go ahead, Jimarko.
right, he listen to those people in the barbershop talking about Kamala Harris. It was so sad and disrespectful
Misogynistic.
for even just being black. Sometimes I just want to take I want to take your blackness away because even with Byron, which is he's Jamaican also too. He went,
Oh, I'm
went
gonna
to
get on
fam,
his
I
ass.
love you
I'm gonna get
college. You know what I'm saying? He went to jail. You know what I'm saying? Had a record in one way, but for you to talk about a black woman so bad the way that you did, it makes me think like, do you hate yourself? Do you hate your mother, your grandmother, your auntie? Do you hate your kids that are black? Because you even have kids now you have kids with a white woman. Okay, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, but do you do you want your kids to look at another black person like they just are beneath them in one way? Like you shouldn't be here. And that's how I felt with my President Harris. I felt like they thought that she shouldn't be here. She got here by luck. This person is an educated, degree woman that loves. I'm not saying that because she married a Jew, she doesn't love us. But this woman went to HBCU. She's seen blackness at its finest in one way. But she still the common thing was love, and she loved someone that loved her back. Now, there's nothing wrong with the skin color of him, but she didn't forget her blackness. She was just in Atlanta at an HBC game. You know what I'm saying? She's still educated and talked to black sisters and mothers and brothers in one way. She fought the fight. California's
And her mother
California. You
was an
can't change it.
activist too, and
Right? You
fought
know what
for
I'm saying?
equal rights. Sharmila, her mother
Yes.
Sharmila was not only I think her mother was a scientist, and you
Yes.
cannot exclude the fact that her mother was an activist as well too.
Come on
So
now.
with her fighting to protect rights for everybody, not just women, why would you not vote for her? Because
Yeah.
she's black and because she's a woman. Now, Byron Donalds, you grew up with Jamaican heritage. Your mother's a black woman, carried you into this world,
Come on
and you
now.
would go out here and spit in the
Yeah.
face of black women. You
Yes.
spit in the face of your mother. But I'm pretty sure now she's become accustomed to it and fine with it because you are being paid. You are a paid mouthpiece for white
Yes.
supremacists. And when I look at people like Byron Donalds, and when I look at people like Tim Scott from my city of South Carolina who bragged
Yes.
about passing this big ugly bill, Mr. Trump, I just love you. Let me tell y'all
Massive.
clown, coon, tap dancing ass motherfucking niggas something real quick. They will take your ass out into the deep south in Mississippi or Missouri or
Mm-hmm.
wherever and hang your ass from a tree. And you will be sitting there with your head tilted to the side like this. I wish I would have listened to my goddamn people. Don't you dare sell your black people out. But
Even
y'all are some
even
sellouts. Roland
even
Martin won't call you that, but I'm gonna call you
yeah.
that. Y'all are some
Yeah.
coon ass motherfuckers.
And and again, when you remember when you was talking about how they're trying to erase us in one way, our history. They did. They've been doing it over the years, even with the Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? They burnt burnt them down
Yep.
for just for just
Sundown
just
town, all of that.
right, just having a community that survived with a community. The thing that people want now is what they was burning down. They was making a community within their own community. They was building business within their own business. Okay, they didn't have to import. Not trying to be funny. They didn't have to have immigrants to come in there and build and grow stuff. They did it by themselves in the community, and they burnt it down. They burnt it down because they don't want us to be seen in that light. They don't want to us achieve the greatness. They don't want us to hit that ceiling wall in one way that needs to break. I can't wait to have a woman president. Now I I I don't know. Do you think having a Republican woman versus a man Republican is different?
I mean, they both now they've shown us who they are and they all align.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad you answered that because that is part of the last topic of our conversation. We'll get to Kathy Hochul and how she fought the good fight. I had to save the
Yeah.
best for last.
Yeah.
But Marjorie Taylor Greene, that is, I'm glad you so bad. I'm so glad that you brought that up. The beach blonde, bad built, butch body herself, Marjorie
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Greene, had this to say about the Republican GOP. Um, let me see. Let me see right here. She says that she's starting to notice that the GOP is anti-women and anti-worker. You think?
You really?
When did you discover this? They don't give a
uh,
fuck if you're a woman on the conservative side or not.
yes.
They want to put women in their place. Did y'all see the story where it was a woman who was a conservative who signed on a bill to take away other women's autonomy and bodily rights from them? She needed life-saving care.
Yeah.
And then the doctor she went to turned her around. And she
Oh
blamed
yeah.
Democrats for it.
I do. Oh my God. As an article I saw like last month, that made no sense to me. So you voted for something that would take care of what you was going through, and all of a sudden you want to blame the Democrats that was fighting you for not to do it, but you can't do it because you voted for a bill that threw away your rights. Got it. And it's our fault. You got it. Okay. Yeah.
And
And it's
Marjorie, don't spare us with the, oh, I'm realizing now that they are anti-women when you attack another woman, a black woman at that, attacking her aesthetic.
yes.
That was
Yes.
Jasmine Crockett you attacked.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Marjorie, save it. Save it. And then you
Yeah.
were also one of the ones complicit. We have a woman prime minister that fucked everything up, and we had others, but now after her, that's all we hear about. Yeah, there are
Yeah.
some. I do believe that they are both the same.
Yeah.
Republicans, if it's a male, if it's a woman, if a man or a woman, they all, if they're MAGA, you better believe they align together. Especially that damn
Yeah.
Lauren Boebert. She's no different than Marjorie Taylor Greene. And when they're getting questioned about taking away another woman's autonomy, what do Republicans do? They run from it.
Yeah.
They run from their constituents. They listen to Mike Johnson, the House Speaker, being told, no, don't hold no more town halls. Don't hold no more meetings. Y'all
I
are
just
complicit.
what baffles me is that you have a majority of men vote. You have a majority of men making laws about a woman's body, which they have no idea how to deal with the body, go through trauma with the body. There's a lot of things as a woman that they have no type of understanding. Even as a trans woman, you all these rights that you're trying to implement on me, and you don't even know what I'm going mentally or physically with me. Let's not even think physical wise, because the only thing you see as a trans woman is that they're still a man, but they're not. Mentally, they're going through a lot also too. So for you to tell me that I can't have certain things to make sure that I'm okay, to make sure that my health is continued to be a part of my life, is just is ridiculous. And then for Marjorie Taylor Greene to now all of a sudden say, "Oh wow, now I see that they don't really care about me." They been have not cared about you, but that's the field that you want to be in. That's the place that you want to be. You want to give your court leader all the power. You want to give your party all the power, and not having, going back to what you said, having common sense. Let me do what I want to do. Because in all reality, there's no laws on the men's body. So you basically could tell me that this man can just sleep with anybody randomly and be okay, and that's okay. But for a woman to sleep with somebody with it, whoever they want to be with, it's wrong. You should only have one person. You shouldn't be, and if you do have these kids, you should not give them away. Or if I did want to give them away, I don't have the resources to take care of the kids, because guess what? Now all your funding has cut. My food stamps, um, my health care, my daycare that I thought I had a grant through the government. Guess what? You cut that, so now I have to now try
Hospitals,
to
nursing homes,
right
all of that, we're going to lose it
all
in
of that. Yeah,
2026
yeah.
because of this
You
big,
like
ugly bill.
even if a woman wants to have a baby, they don't have the resources So what you want to so now you're cutting my right to myself and say, hey, this is not maybe the best thing for me because I'm not ready to have a kid. Now you tell me I can't do that also too, but now you want me to have this baby, and now you want me to suffer through not having the food, the resources, the health care. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Basically, it's
This
crazy.
is a dystopian Gilead, and I'm pretty sure everybody says we're going into the Handmaid's Tales. We're already there because they
Mm-hmm.
destroyed billions of dollars worth of contraceptives that women need, birth control.
Yes, ma'am.
All of these things to prevent getting pregnant, because there are some women who just do not want to have children, and then there are some who want to have children, and that's their choice. It shouldn't be Donald Trump's choice or any man's choice for that
Yeah.
nature. And as Funky Dineva said, I keep quoting Funky. Funky said this: a man should have no dog in this arena as what a woman does with her body. A woman's
Correct.
body, a woman's choice, and you have
Correct.
no say so in that. So when she and if decides to start a family, that should be hers, not Donald Trump's.
Yes, that has kids from that has fantasized about his own daughter while she was little. You know what I'm
Sick.
saying?
And these
Just
Epstein
a
files who tried to get go away. Every
yeah.
time you open your mouth and you try to make it go away, Donald, we keep finding out more and more. And the guy who wrote the biography about you is telling us things as well too. So whatever you redacted out of the Epstein files, redacted your name, guess what? Your name is on the list. It's
Yeah.
not going away.
Yeah, yeah. Remember how he said that he stole her from me. You can't steal a grown no, I'm sorry. She was having a grown woman. You can't steal a teenager. And why is the teenager working in a spa? I'm trying. I'm just trying to think the mindset. She's like, yeah, she worked in the spa. What was she doing in the spa? Was she a receptionist or at a spa? A 50-year-old in a spa? Oh yeah, this is one of the best spas, and it was the best spa, so lovely. It's like you are a sick man, just
He
sick
said
and
he didn't go
nasty.
to the island. No, Donald, you were there. You were there.
We, we know you there. Oh, but you know what he tries to do is bring up everybody else in there because Clinton. Okay, okay, let's say Clinton was there, perfect. You was right there with him, and it's still not gonna change. You was there. You can put whoever that was there. Now I feel like he's gonna say yeah, Obama was there. I'm saying, now see, sir, you got Obama on the brain too much, too much, too much. But the day's gonna come, and I can't wait for that day. Like you said on The Simpsons, I know that I don't want to imagine that in one way, but that day gonna come. That day gonna come, and I'm just
I
gonna
do.
I I'm just gonna be smiling. I'm
I
gonna
would
be
be
just.
jumping up and down celebrating. We all
But
have to find the
Miss Stevie, that's gonna be the day that the Republicans gonna be real upset because it's gonna be a lot of parties. It's
and
gonna
then
be a lot.
yeah,
It's gonna be
it sure
it's gonna
is.
be
They
close
don't.
in.
The truth is, y'all think that his administration loves him and adores him. They go along with
Yes.
it, yes, men, because they don't want to piss him off. They're terrified of him. They're
Yeah.
scared of him.
Yeah.
They don't even like him.
They don't like him at all. They were like yes. like they can't stand him.
Especially Marco Rubio. Did y'all see how he tried to fake a laugh when Donald Trump said something to laugh at his joke? Like, we know you don't like him. We know you
Yeah.
don't like him.
Yeah.
So the last topic to lighten the mood. This is the
Okay.
type of energy that we have to have right here. And that is New York Governor Kathy Hochul says she's tired of being pushed around by Texans and is ready to fight back. And she's demanding the Independent Redistricting Commission to be disbanded so the Democrats can redraw their maps. And I absolutely agree.
Agree.
I think the Democratic governors should add a seat for everyone Republicans try to steal or gerrymander.
But it's so funny because they're gonna cry wolf. You gonna I can just see Scott on CNN how he just well that's not right, but how is not right, but you can do it.
Yeah,
You
you can do it,
you
but Democrats can't do it. No, you
you
don't play fair with them. You play dirty because they're playing
you
dirty. They're not
yeah,
going by the
yeah,
book. As
yeah.
Jimarko just said, they're not listening to the courts. They're not listening to anybody that is there to uphold the rule of law. I love when he
No.
came over here to Scotland, and oh yeah, the bagpipes. Yes, Scotland gave him a very beautiful welcome. I love to see it. Love to see it.
And golfing. And he golfs when he's cheating. We saw that also too. And this man that has if the only way that man can change is by someone humbling him. And when I say humbling, someone, and I hate seeing being violent, someone just slap the shit out of him. You know what I'm saying? Like literally just slap the piss. Like when your mom would say, "No, I'm gonna slap the piss out of you." I need someone just to slap, just dog piss out of him and say, "Now that was it. And I gave you a warning. It's gonna be worse than that." That's the only way that I don't. That's the only way I think he's gonna be humbled and shut his mouth and stop fucking talking. You know, he has to be the only way to get underneath his skin is by talking bad about him. Which is so crazy in one way. And and we I don't know why the Democrat Party cannot get onto that level, meet him at his own energy. Like I don't know why. Maybe, like you said, maybe that old school, and we need some new fresh meat in there. Like the hopefully mayor of New York. He gets in the ring with him and talks to him the same way. And I'm not being funny. I'm not saying that our culture likes that, but I see some of the independents say, yeah, you have to meet him at that point. You have to
Counter.
go back and forth to get that attention in one way. I don't want a Chuck Schumer that reads off a paper. I want someone to actually speak
Or
with their
writes a
heart and their mind.
stern letter. You because you know he'll write a stern letter. You
So,
can't write a stern letter with him.
yeah, like I don't need that. I love Bernie. I do love Bernie at times and stuff like that. I just need Bernie just to. I need him to liven up a little bit. He had, and I love Bernie because he's consistent. He has a good fight. I love Orteza. I said her first name so wrong.
AOC, Alexandria
AOC.
Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah, I love AOC. I love her how she fights in one way. I do like Newsom at a certain point. I think sometimes
Oh,
he
he won the
does.
district though. See, he said, "I got
Yeah,
something for him." That's who
yeah,
we need to keep an eye on. There's your presidential front runner
yeah.
right there for 2028 is Gavin Newsom because he came with bells and whistles to the ground, standing up to Donald Trump.
And I need
He
I need
sent all of those ICE agents and the National Guard into Los Angeles. They're no longer there.
yeah, and I need Texas to wake up. You know what I'm saying? They have a immigrant population that, again, what we talked about. They're thinking that they're white, but they're not. But I need Texas to wake up. I need them to do. They need to get Ted Cruz out of there ASAP. They need
They'll
the
keep
Democrats
voting for
need.
him.
Yeah, like
Florida,
they.
Texas, South Carolina, they will
Yeah,
keep voting Republican. And they will keep getting screwed over and
and
over
oh,
and
oh
over
yeah,
again. This is the second time Ted Cruz left y'all stranded. Y'all could have had Colin
yeah.
Allred,
You
but
know,
y'all went with Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz took a trip to Cancun in the middle of, what was it, a storm or a
a storm.
tornado?
It was a storm that
Left
basically
y'all there.
and then after that storm, they got an electric bill that was 10 times what it was before. So yeah, it was a freaking winter
You're
storm
gonna
and it was
keep getting the
frozen.
same
Yeah.
thing. You keep voting it in, you're gonna keep getting the same thing.
Yeah, like it's to a point that their policies is just like their electric and a gas policies. They're fossil. You're saying that they're so old that every year that something gets shut down. Now I wish that the flooding didn't happen there, but it's more of a. I think God is giving them more of a wake up call and saying they don't care about y'all. They don't care. The resources that Biden gave you would have done stuff for you to make sure that you was okay. Again, they're corporate. They just want money. They're building homes that homes should not be built at. They want money. Well, we can go to Bobby Joe and we can pass that law and stuff like that. And again, we need, like I said before, on education. And I love that you say they need to be reading the policies or going back and researching what the policy is. You know, because that policy that they're actually in the voting booth pushing is not the policy that they really need in their community. It's just crazy. I think Texas. Hope Texas got to wake up this year. They got to. They got too much going on every year, and for the people just to keep on screwing in their face. Florida. It's gonna be Florida. I don't know why, but Texas. I feel like Texas did have a little bit of a push of a good Democrat seats, but now that's changed because they're redistricting. And that's why I
And it
said
is.
Texas got to wake up, because I think he knew that Texas did have of a purple state in one way, because they're starting getting tired and tired. So if they get more seats to Texas, guess what? Now it's going to continue to be that red state and not a purple state, which is crazy.
It is over there the same way in the UK. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is. But
yeah,
we're gonna get through this. We are.
yeah,
We have to
yeah.
keep fighting the good fight, as Jamarko said. And before we close out, Jamarko, final thoughts you would like to give to people who watched us both have this conversation as the co-chair of Pride, ATL, and to anybody out here who's feeling a sense of despair and what do we do, especially people in our community, in the LGBTQ plus community.
Fuck their feelings and care about you.
Absolutely.
Fuck their feelings and care about yourself, because that's the only way that we're gonna fight the good fight. Um, a lot of them want to make you feel bad and make you say, you shouldn't feel that way, or you
Or
try
make you
to
give up. They
just
want you to give
right,
up. They
right,
want
give
you to feel
up.
tired. You can't.
Fuck their feelings and keep doing the fight, and believe. I'm gonna go back and believe in you, and get educated on the things that you believe in. Now, I'm not saying everything that the Democrats as they push is the best thing, but it's damn near better than what we're dealing with right now. You know, yeah, and remember the Democrats. I'm not trying to preach on the Democrats. Really can't really do nothing but just delay, 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 delay. What we need for you as a community is for you to get educated on the policies and for you to educate others that are misunderstood or does not know exactly what's going on, and for them to vote locally, communally, and also not just every 4 years, but I need for you to vote for them in seats of city council, because as you see, education piece, they're burning books, they're changing the curriculum to not have Black history in there. We need for everybody to get in there and make sure that your voice is being served. When I say served in the capacity of your city, your community, your schools, your businesses. Because without you, we can't get there. We're going to be again hands tied and try to delay, delay, delay. So again, fuck their feelings and think about yourself and your family.
And to add on to what Jimarko just said, as fascism, we know fascists feed off of fear. Today's final thought is about being fearless. What
Mm-hmm.
matters is this: being fearless of failure arms you to break the rules. In doing so, you may change the culture and just possibly for a moment change life itself. It is time to not be afraid. It is
Yes.
time, if you have a platform, if you have a phone, get on your phone, press that Instagram live button, and just let have vent, scream, do what you got to do, get it out of your system, because you are not alone, and there are people who feel the same exact way that you're feeling. And I said this the last time with Jamarco, and I said it when I did my conversation with Okiwa just last week. No, yeah, was it last week? I think, yeah, last week I had Okiwa on the show, and we were talking about you're not being alone. There are
Yeah.
people who share the same sentiments as you. Now is the time for us in the LGBTQ plus community to form community where there is like a division and a rift with everyone right now. I think it is time for everybody to lock arms more than ever. So
And Miss
we should
Stevie,
not be going back and kissing the oppressor,
you
if
be
that
proud
makes
of
sense.
me. You be proud of me. I met with Kayla from Georgia Youth in voting, and I'm going to be volunteering with her also too this year. And we got to get our youth. 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 We got to. We got to start with them first because again, like Whitney Houston says, that they are our future. So you'll be very proud of me. So I'm gonna keep you involved and let you know
I
exactly
am.
about that.
Please keep me posted.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And of course, your show premieres tomorrow.
Tomorrow, eight
Real
o'clock
life,
Eastern time.
real life ATL. Make sure y'all
Yes.
tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. Set your reminders, and I will have all of that tagged in here. But I'm going to bring you back, Jamarco, because these conversations are the ones that we need to have within our
Yeah.
community. We saw the conversation that they had with our girl Laverne and them calling our sister in. That's what we have to do. We have to
Yeah.
call our family members in the community, our brothers, our
Yeah.
sisters, everybody collectively. We have to call each other in on the table and say, hey, this is dangerous. These policies are harmful to us. We know
Yeah.
everything this administration is pushing back is harmful to us as LGBT people, especially being Black. You
Yeah.
already got a target on your back, and it's like you're having to fight all of these different things. So, again, you're not alone.
You're
Remember
not.
that. And I want you guys to remember that fascism feeds off of fear.
Yes.
So, do not fear.
Yes.
And look
Yes.
at this.
Yes.
Most importantly, have pride. So
Yes. I
without
thank you so
further
much
ado,
again.
yes,
I
I had a
thank you.
great
Thank you. Thank
time. And
you.
let everyone know where they can follow you because I'm going to bring you back again. And of course, your co-star, Country Boy Kiki, is coming on Thursday, the 7th.
Woo!
So yes,
I love country. I love country. But again, you can reach me at all platforms at Jimarko Duhart. Also, too, if you want to get involved with Pride here in Atlanta, October 11th and 12th. You can go to alentapride.com and you will have a guide of volunteering where you want to. You can do it Friday, Saturday, you can do it all day, or you can do it half a day. We don't care. What we need is the community. We need, even outside of the community, we need people to volunteer and help and voice what is going on. And we have to be fearless through these 4 years. It's right now it is hard to wake up sometimes knowing that your voting your voice is dwindling down, but it's never going nowhere. We're still here, we're still fighting, and we have to make sure that we're getting it out to people. So again, I love you for tuning in. I thank you, Miss Stevie, for allowing me to have my voice. And again, I will always love and share anything you need me to do for your community in South Carolina. I definitely will be there for you. I can even drive if you need me to come drive. I'll come up there. I wouldn't
And I
mind.
appreciate it. My love. I love this, and we're going to keep continuing to keep in touch. And I'm going to bring
Yes, sir.
Jimarko back. And a special thank you to each and every one of you fashion dolls so much for tuning in. Joining me tomorrow, we have Kirsten Andrews, and I will see you then. Take care, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thank you again, Miss Stevie.